TBR, baby. And then I'm gonna reward myself by buying myself some new books. Hello and welcome back to my channel. How y'all doing? Today is finally, well, not today, but this vlog, this week is gonna be the week that I finally finish my physical TBR. We could go back to like 2-3 years ago when I was at like 350 books on this physical TBR, and today we are down to, drumroll please, 6. Okay, so here are the 6 books, and I will describe the synopsis to you as I get to them. But really quickly, they're The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark, The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, This Monster of Mine by Shalini Abe-Sakara, King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby, and The Floating World by Axio. Very last one, which is the one that's a little bit spooky, I'm not gonna lie, is Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales. This one has been on my TBR since my TBR started. This is the OG book. I've never read it, and it's not because I'm not interested and it's not good, but because it's a chunky monkey, okay? I'm terrified of this book. But I think what I'll do is throughout the week, I will read like a couple of stories each day as I'm reading the other books, and then when I'm done, I'll just like focus on like really wrapping this one up. But I'm hoping if I get a couple of pages in before I really focus on it, it will distract me from the fact that this is a 682 page monkey. I'm terrified, but I think we can do it, okay? I don't know how, but we will. Okay, this is gonna be the ultimate funny moment because I am gonna get ready right now on camera while I talk to you guys about the book that I'm going to read first. And then when I'm done doing my makeup and getting ready, I'm gonna film the intro to this video. Spooky! So you will have just watched whatever I just filmed. Did I need to like explain that to y'all? No, but here we are. This is your daily reminder, don't forget to hydrate. So I think I'm gonna end up starting off with Ghostwriter by Julie Clark. And I have read a book by this author before. I read The Lies I Tell by Julie Clark, and it was a good book. Like, it was okay, but I wouldn't say that it was like anything fantastic. I gave it 3 stars, but the premise of this book really like intrigued me, so I'm gonna give her another chance. And I did kind of start this. I think I got in like 100 pages. Yeah, 104 pages into this book, and so far I'm like intrigued, but like nothing has really happened to kind of grip my attention. Basically what this book is about is the Taylor family. So basically Olivia Dumont is the main character in this book, and her dad is a notorious writer. And he's notorious because when he was a teenager, his brother and his sister were unalived, and most people think that he had something to do with it. Okay, we added a little light. I don't know if that's better or worse. Anyways, so a lot of people think that he unalived his brother and his sister, and Olivia kind of had to live in the shadow of that her whole life. And now she's an adult and she works as a ghostwriter, and her dad has asked her to come and ghostwrite a tell-all memoir about what really happened the night that his brother and sister were unalived. Tell me that doesn't sound like juicy. So that's kind of what we're working with right now. And basically where I'm at in the book, the main character has gotten to her dad's house. He's revealed to her that he wants her to write this book, but he has some other things going on that kind of make it a little bit more challenging than what she initially thought it was going to be. And we're also starting to get a little bit more like background into the relationship between Father Dearest and his brother. And I am enjoying like the eerie vibes. Like it's definitely giving spooky, something's off here. Like I love it. I also love the fact that we have some like unreliable narrators, so it just really keeps you on your toes because you're like, I can't, even as I'm getting the truth revealed to me, I can't really rely on this because who knows if it's accurate or not. I love an unreliable narrator, I will say that much. Either way though, like this book is taking me a really long time to get finished. It's kind of slow. It's developing very, very slowly. I love this highlighter. It's the Too Faced Tutti Frutti Strawberry Sparkle. If you know, you know, but unfortunately they stopped selling it, so I'm literally like scraping the last of it before I move on. I do have one more that I found on eBay for more money than I care to admit. I am headed tonight to a open, I don't know if it's an open mic night, but it's like a spoken word event, and I'm really excited. Will I know anyone there? I don't know. I'm not sure, but I'm definitely in my take yourself out era. If you want to do it, do it. You don't need someone to take you, period. So I'm gonna put some mascara on and we're gonna get the show on the road, and I'm gonna take the ghostwriter with me. Hello my friends, I'm tired. I was feeling very productive today and I woke up early. I went to the gym with my cousin. We did a pretty intense workout, not gonna lie to you. And then I went home and had a full work day. And I also cooked 3 meals today because I was working from home. So I'm proud of myself for that accomplishment, at least. I haven't done too much reading of the ghostwriter. I am at about, not quite the 50% mark, but approaching it. And I'm kind of bored, I'm not gonna lie to you. We're very focused on painting a picture of one character that's not the character that we would have expected to be very sinister. And so obviously that, I don't know if it's like a red herring or what it is, but I feel like we are trying to be led in the direction of believing that that character is responsible for everything. But that doesn't really make any sense, because if they are, then other events couldn't necessarily have happened. So it's just like, what actually did go on? You know what I mean? Basically, the point is that things aren't exactly adding up. Things are a little weird between these characters in the past perspective. And I don't know, it's just like not in a way where I'm curious about it. Like not enough has happened for me to be intrigued by these like sinister things. They're just like small little mentions and notes and things like that. So I'm bored. But as you can see, I'm on a walk. This is my second little movement break for the day. We'll see. Hopefully things get better. I don't think it's bad enough that I'll DNF it, although I did think about it. But there would have to be like some big like plot twist to like really redeem this book. It's Wednesday, so it's been 3 days. And I have not yet finished a book. I am pretty close to finishing The Ghostwriter, and I'm a little bit annoyed because the exact thing that I thought was gonna happen happened, and then they kind of like took it back. I was very confused at one point about what's actually going on, and it took like a different chapter of the character rehashing it to someone else for me to be like, oh, okay, that's what's actually happening. So it was a little bit annoying because it was confusing. But now I have a resolution, and I think I have like 14 pages left in the book, and it's just kind of all like the fallout and what's gonna happen after everyone discovers the truth. I will say it was very underwhelming just because of the low number of possible characters that it could have been. So not a lot of excitement factor, and I don't think it's gonna be a highly rated book. But I did end up, okay, sorry if there's a change in the sound quality, but the bus is really loud behind me. Anyways, what I was saying is that I did try yesterday to start The Floating World by Axie O because the audiobook became available on Libby. So I thought while I was like doing dishes and stuff, I could listen to it. I listened to about 3 chapters and I just like could not get into the story at all. I can't pinpoint it. I just like wasn't feeling it, so I didn't have to. And that brings us down to 5 books. So if I could finish the Ghostwriter today, then we'll still be on a good track. And I thought I worked tomorrow, but I don't. I don't work tomorrow or Friday, so that does give me a lot of potential reading time. Then I think we'll be okay. So let's finish the Ghostwriter. Do you guys ever think about like what life must be like for pets? Like, imagine strangers are constantly approaching you, wanting to just like touch you on the head. Like, these are random things that I think about sometimes. Anyways, I finished the Ghostwriter yesterday and I'm not impressed. I was confused, which I had kind of like spoken to a little bit, but it's just like, I think the author was trying to do a thing where she gave us the perspective of the characters here, and the characters here don't know the full truth, which is really annoying because the whole point of this book is that we're supposed to be finding out the whole truth. And so you get a piece of the truth from the character and what they believe happened, and then you get a piece of what actually happened, and what they believe and what actually happened don't align. And so you're confused because you're like, wait, was this the actual like resolution or was it not? That's all I have to say. I didn't like it. I didn't think there were enough like suspicious behavior involved in the book to make me really be wanting to know what happened. Honestly, can't even tell you why I finished the book. But I gave it 2.75 stars, and we are going to put this in a little free library because I don't know what happened to the cover, but it's like all scratched up here. I mean, it's still readable. It's just like doesn't look new, you know? I like to give my books new. Anyways, we move on. I started last night reading The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. I did download it on my Kindle and started reading on my Kindle last night just for the fact of being able to read in the dark. But I will be picking up the paperback because that's why I bought it. Am I right? So I am 32 pages in. Right now, the only thing I really know about this book is that our main character, I believe, Sebastian Bell, wakes up and he has no idea who he is. And he's in the middle of the forest and he like wakes up in the middle of him screaming the name Anna. So he has no idea what's going on, and then he calls out Anna one more time, and we hear a woman say, "Help me," and then pew pew. And he's like, what the French toast is going on right now? That is all I know, really, to be honest. I did not read the back of the book before starting. I do not intend to. I don't know, I just feel like I want the mystery aspect. Should I read the back? I read one sentence and I immediately regret it. Let's just get further into it. I'll read the back at the like 100 page mark. Deal? Guys, my hair, it looks so healthy. My makeup, not so much though. It's because I was crying. Do y'all ever like ruin your own day for no reason? I just randomly started thinking about the fact that, by the way, I do have a shirt on, I promise. I randomly started thinking about the fact that my grandma will never meet my future children. What's the reason? I don't know. Brains are funny, y'all. We just think about things. Anyways, I'm sitting here and I have been going back and forth between reading The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. Boom chakalaka, here she is. And working on my journal. Nothing of note has happened yet, to be honest. I'm like still waiting for the book to pick up a little bit, and the thing is that I'm already like 66 pages in, and it's like, okay, we are getting little bits and pieces of like what's going on and what the premise of the story is gonna be. Not enough that I could give you like a back of the book summary, but I think we will get there soon based on what I read. That one sentence that I ruined for myself in the back, I think that is about to happen. I'm telling y'all, don't read the back. I don't know if it's like spoilery or anything, or if this will develop into something else, but I just want to go into it blind. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try to maybe pick up the audio for this book so that I could keep working on my journal, because I haven't felt inspired to work on it in a while. And let me show y'all what I've been working on. Okay, so this is what I got so far. This is the cover page, and then here I really wanted to keep track of how many points all my books were worth. My handwriting is so slanted and I want to cry. I feel like I ruined it, but we'll move on. I'm really happy with how this turned out. It really matched the vision. Anyways, next page will be all like the books that I read and their covers and a rating for each one. And I left 30 spaces because I feel that I'm gonna read 30 books in 30 days. I don't know how, but I just feel it in my soul. You know what I mean? I've been saying that for months. I also left 30 spaces in June as well, and LOL, but that's okay. It is what it is. Then, so yeah, there's space here, and then the last 3 will have to go here because that's 27. And then these are all the tributes for the readathon I'm currently participating in. Basically, they will be eliminated every week as we go until we have a victor. And I think I'll probably just like put like an X sticker on them as they get eliminated or something for funsies, you know. And then the next page is not done, but I do want to put the tributes from my district here, and then here at the end of the month I will put statistics, which is why I didn't put like this checkered border, because I feel like it takes up the whole page. And then we move on to the books that I have read this month so far. I'm 3 books in 3 days in. You see what I mean about the 30 days? I'm gonna do it. But yeah, these are the 2 books, and then one of them is like before, where is it? It's right here, because I started working on the page and reading this book in June, and it's a nonfiction, so I like to take notes as I'm reading when I'm reading a nonfiction. So yeah, that's the tea. I'm very happy with how this has turned out thus far, and like the color scheme and everything. So yeah, I think I'm gonna keep doing that while I'm on sprints, and maybe I will listen to the audio of this book at least for the rest of the night, and then I'll pick the physical book back up maybe tomorrow. For now, let me take this makeup off and get cozy in bed. I'm watching some sprints online, and that's the plan for this evening. And tomorrow we go away on vacay. Hey friends, just got to New Jersey. Very random, spontaneous trip that we decided to take just because we wanted to be able to have access to a pool for 4th of July weekend. Personally, I'm not a fan of celebrating America right now, but I will enjoy a free pool. You know what I mean? Anyways, we are just getting here, and I realized that I left my books at home. I didn't bring a single book with me. What's wrong with me? That kind of derails the plans a little bit. I was really hoping to finish the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, and then I really wanted to like really buckle down and finish Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales, which is like a 670 page chunky monkey. But you know, we're here for 2 days with like nothing to do except like bathe in the sun, so it was the perfect opportunity. Alas, that will not happen. So I think what I will try to do is I'm gonna keep reading the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle on audio, because I do have the audiobook, and it'll just have to be an audio read. And I also have King of Ashes on audio, so who knows, we might get crazy and finish them both on audio. And then I will get home and I'll just have 2 books left. Isn't that fun and exciting? In the interim, I always pack my Kindle. Bless. Okay, I love like golden hour already, but I love them my little disco ball planter. You can't see it against the sun that much. There it goes. But like around this time, I start to get all the little disco dots all over my room, and it's so cute. Anyways, on to actually bookish things. I just got both my Fairy Loot and Book of the Month boxes, which I have mixed feelings about. I'm gonna open them as I give y'all an update, but the reason I have mixed feelings about these is because this video is supposed to be me finishing my TBR, and then like I really wanted to do this before the books came in, but it didn't work out that way. So, wow, my hair looks crazy. This just adds 3 more books to the TBR is all. So maybe this will not be the video where I finish my TBR. Oh God. I'm gonna stick to finishing the original books. I think I'm gonna try for, just because Grimm's especially has been on my TBR for a really long time. And I'm so close. I have 3 books left. I can do it. 1, 2, 3, 4 books left. Even though I've been doing this all week. But I did for Book of the Month. Whoop, for Book of the Month, I got How Freaking Romantic. And then I got What Kind of Paradise by Janelle Brown, which I did actually read like 2 weeks ago, but I loved it so much that I wanted a trophy for my shelf. What can I say? I'm just a girl. These are always chunky monkeys. It doesn't help. Stop it right now. There's no. If this is what I think it is, I'm gonna pass away right now. Oh. It is. It's bury our bones in the midnight soil. I literally was just talking about the fact that I wanted to hit a bookstore and get this book, and now I don't have to. I mean, I probably still will and get like edition that matches my V.E. Schwab collection, but I'm very excited that I can put off doing that and enjoy this one. I hadn't realized how chunky this book is. Like, she's kind of thick. Oh my gosh. Do I look a little like sun-kissed to you? I feel like I look like I just went on vacation. Which, I mean, I did for the weekend, but not like a long vacation. I have many of those planned soon. Okay, and then the second fairy loot book is Heir of Storms by Lauren Hamilton Murray. Never heard of this, but this is a very pretty book. Wow. Beautiful. I just want you to know that you're my favorite girl. I am the girl who wove the storm that shook the world, and I'm coming for my crown. Sounds spooky. Wow, that's so pretty. So beautiful. Wow, 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 wow. I love how they're like incorporating the foil into the pictures now. Wow, that's so beautiful. What a time to be alive. Now I hope that the content is just as good. Okay, well, 2 chunky monkeys added to the TBR. Oh, this one is 468 pages, but it has pretty big font. In terms of the current reads that I'm supposed to be reading, this whole weekend, because it is now Sunday and I'm back from Jersey, as you can see. Normal background, hello. I am about 50% of the way through this book, and I will say that at one point I did get pretty bored, which is why I think I didn't really spend as much time as I would like have reading this weekend. Start. I feel like I am interested to know what is actually going on here. There's a lot of like different elements that you're like, whoa, like what's going on really? And then things get revealed as we go through the book that really make me question, like, I'm so confused by what the events here. So that aspect has me wanting to finish the book for sure, and I won't DNF it. But I think I'm starting to realize, because I read an Agatha Christie book last year. I read 2 Agatha Christie books last year, and I was like, I kind of hate this. I think that I'm not really a huge fan of like the very, very like whodunit style books. Just give me the suspense and then tell me at the end. It's fine. I don't need to figure it out as I go. It's not for me. That being said, this book just gets curiouser and curiouser. And I will say that it is very unique and not like anything I have ever read before. I am going to pick up the audio and read for a couple chapters while I cook dinner. And then I'll pick back up the physical. Unless I have something like really strong to say about this book though, I probably will not give an update until I'm done. So here's to flipping to me being done with this book. All right, pals, I have finally finished the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, and I keep wanting to call this the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, but wrong Evelyn. I can tell you what this is about, and I personally thought it was more fun to figure it out as I read. So if you don't want to know, I'll put like a yellow border and you can skip past this part. So the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, you ask. What is it about? Essentially, Evelyn Hardcastle is gonna be unalived at 11 p.m. and it is Aidan Bishop's responsibility to figure out who did it. However, every day that he is at the Hardcastle residence, he wakes up as a different guest in the house, thus a different suspect in the game. And he is to replay the same day over and over again until he can declare who unalived Evelyn Hardcastle. To be honest, I did find this book interesting in that I really wanted to know and understand what the French toast is going on here. Like, why is he replaying this day? Like, who is behind all of this? Why does he need to solve her murder? There is a specific person or like reoccurring character in this story that you want to find out, like, who are they? And definitely they put you in the whodunit mood. You want to know who done it. However, I just feel like it was a lot of characters, a lot to uncover, a lot going on. You had to kind of like each day take the perspective and like gain information from each character and then put it together with the information that you gained from the next character every day. It was like cumulative information and a lot of it, and a lot of characters in my humble opinion. There were like 8 suspects along with other players, the servants, the Hardcastle family, a lot of moving pieces. And so that made it so that I kind of checked out a little bit at one point because I just couldn't keep up with all the information. So for that reason, even though the book was interesting, I gave it 2.75 stars. Just because I feel like if I gave it 3 stars, that means this is a book that I would recommend. And I don't know that I would. Like, I wasn't having that much of a good time. I was curious enough to finish the book. And that's about it. It would have like gone a little higher had the reveal been a little bit more exciting. And I definitely think it was an interesting reveal, but it was just like very underdeveloped. Just with how like unrelated to the story itself it was, that there was no way as a reader that you could get the like that exciting feeling of like, oh, I guessed what was going on. You know what I mean? Like, it kind of robbed us of that experience. The time has come. We are finished with this reading vlog. It was not very successful. But let's do a quick roundup, shall we? So here's what we accomplished on this vlog thus far. I did finish The Ghostwriter. I ended up giving it 2.5 stars just because it just felt so uneventful and there was not really any way that you could conceivably get to the ending without obviously the author telling it to you. I don't know, it just was like not giving. So 2.5 stars. It wasn't like where I couldn't get through the book, so that's why I didn't give it 2 stars, but it wasn't like I enjoyed it enough to give it 3 stars. So that's where we are with that. Then I attempted to listen to the audio of The Floating World. I got through 3 chapters before I DNF'd. And lastly, the second book that I finished in this vlog was the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, which I think I also gave 2.5 stars. So overall, just not a very successful vlog, huh? Very disappointing. Not pictured because I was kind of filming for like its own separate vlog because it's such a chunky monkey, but I did get through about, oh, I put the dust jacket on upside down. Fun and crazy times. But I did get to about 50% through of this book. That I will say, it is kind of successful because this is a book that I've been putting off for a very long time. So I'm kind of proud that I got through 349 pages of it. You know what I mean? However, we started the vlog with 6 books on the TBR, and we are ending it with 6. Those 6 books are How Freaking Romantic, This Monster of Mine, A Dance of Lies, The Night Blood Prince, Bury Your Bones in the Midnight Soil, and Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales. You might be asking yourself, what happened to Heir of Storms? I just realized that after I stopped filming, I did listen to the audiobook of this. And I also have begun King of Ashes. So, if you want to know my thoughts on King of Ashes, stay tuned, because next week we're going to pick this shindig back up. Oh, I guess we ended with 7 because I have King of Ashes on here. Oh no! How are we doing worse than we started? What a time. Anyways, next time I guess we'll pick up with King of Ashes, and will we finish the physical TBR in the next one? Who knows? Only one way to find out. If you enjoyed this, make sure you hit that like button. If you want to join the family, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you made it this far, leave me a praying or celebration or peace sign or some kind of like encouragement emoji in the chat, because I feel like I need the encouragement. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.